Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sharpe, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for you guys here today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my name is Charles Sharpe. My handle is CTABANZ. If you want to follow the channel, Instagram, same name of the channel, DREAMERSPRO. And also, if you want today's full show before it comes out on YouTube, it's streaming on the DREAMERSPRO podcast. We have pinned in the comments below. Anyway. I don't even know what's going on anymore. It is total mayhem out there in the universe ever since Shannon Sharpe published his interview, his historical interview or conversation, however you want to characterize it, with Katt Williams. As I said on yesterday's show, I'm going to reiterate it here. I remember when that interview first dropped 5-6 days ago, and I was following its progression in terms of views. Within the first, I think, 20 hours, I think it had something like 8 million views. And I was like, have I seen something like this before? In 24 hours, it was at 13 million views. Then I looked up, it was at 20 million views. And then I started hearing that the second most viewed interview in YouTube history is 32 million views. And then I wake up today, and going on 6 days, Shannon Sharpe's first interview, the full one with Katt Williams. I don't know. Yesterday I kept on saying Kevin Hart. I don't know why. With Katt Williams, maybe because their name starts with Katt Williams. Just the interview by itself, the full interview has 37 million views. This morning I did a rough estimation of all of the cumulative views on the full interview plus the various clips. I think that interview has gotten close to 70 million views just on YouTube. We're not even going to talk about podcast streams. The last report that I saw from Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Instagram account said that he has the number 3 podcast in the United States, which is crazy to me. Like, just to show you, and I think I heard him yesterday say that his channel has picked up well over 500,000. So it's mind-blowing. Right now, he holds the number 2 spot in the history of YouTube, which is the number 2 search engine in the universe. And with those type of views, with these type of numbers, it brings a lot of opinions. And one of the people that had an opinion on the interview that Shannon Sharpe did was Steven Jackson. As you guys know, Steven Jackson, former NBA player, opinionated, tough guy. He has his own show. What is it? All the Smoke with Matt Barnes. And these guys got into the business pretty early, and they were trailblazers, if we're being honest, right? They were trailblazers. They had a lot of big interviews with people like Kobe Bryant, Lil Wayne, and so many other guests. So Shaq and others. So they've been in the business for quite some time. So what happened yesterday? I was just kind of going through the internet, and I came across a clip that was recommended to me from the channel The Association, if I'm not mistaken. And this clip was essentially of Steven Jackson expressing his displeasure with how Shannon Sharpe kind of let Katt Williams take over the entire interview, and he wasn't pushing back on him, and he was upset at the fact that he just let him go at so many people that possibly Shannon Sharpe knew. So for those of you who maybe didn't hear those comments, want to quickly play what Steven Jackson had to say about Shannon Sharpe's interview with Katt Williams, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Steven Jackson had to say quickly here.
We already spoke on Katt. Katt a real one. He spoke his mind. Everybody should speak their mind. That's just what it is. I wouldn't let him go hard as he did on a lot of people on our show. I just wouldn't, because we got relationships with him. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. You don't have a show, so you wouldn't know what you would do. We've done hundreds of shows, so we know how to handle that type of shit. The whole world talking about the Katt interview. The whole world. Everybody giving their opinions. But I can't speak on it because I'm so live. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Well, go on everybody else page and tell them that too then.
So you heard what Steven Jackson had to say. Those were his views. Yesterday we produced the show on just that particular soundbite, and at about 150,000, 160,000 views, 95% of those people disagree with Steven Jackson, and I think that's to be expected. Based on what I read, most people thought that it was either jealousy, he was hating. hating on the success that Shannon Sharpe has, because right now, I think at least for the first 3 months and in the independent space, Shannon Sharpe is going to dominate the first 3 months of the 2024 calendar. I mean, it just is what it is, right? And no one should be surprised by this. So what happened? I woke up this morning, kind of go to the internet. I jumped on YouTube, and a clip was recommended to me from the channel Hoops and Music. And in this clip, it features some comments from Shannon Sharpe responding to some of the criticism and words of Steven Jackson, presumably, where he pushed back on him. And Shannon Sharpe essentially says that, listen, the only reason that you guys are saying this is because of what it's doing. Because if this interview wasn't doing anything, nobody would be talking. And I understand that you started the business before me, but that don't mean you're going to be better forever. So for those of you who didn't hear what Shannon Sharpe had to say in response, I'm going to quickly play what he had to say here, and then I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Shannon Sharpe had to say here.
Oh, those are your boys, and you let them talk about your boys. That's not what y'all mad about. That's not what you're mad about. Oh, you not even a journalist. He could have got so much meat off the bone. You're not mad about that.
Right.
You're mad that 27 million people right now. My subscribers on Club Shay Shay jumped up 500,000. That's what you mad about. You mad about now all of a sudden my IG, I'm over 3 million on that. That's what you mad about. The potential. Man, y'all know what's gonna happen now? Man, somebody might come throw a boatload. Or that's what you mad about.
Yeah.
But when you was biting the apple, I never said anything negative about y'all. I gave you y'all credit. I never criticized anybody because the way I look at it, Ocho, everything I saw my brother do, I said I can do it.
Right.
You know why? Because he lived in the same house I lived in. He got rained on just like I did. He had to go outside to the woods to go to the bathroom just like I did. So hell, if he went to college, why can't I? If he go to the NFL, why can't I? So if I see you guys do something, you do it. You're damn right I believe I can do it.
Yeah.
But you think, hey, look at this. I got this out the mud. I came from the trenches.
Right.
And you got more hate in your heart with all that you got, that you've been blessed with so much, and all you do is hate on a man that you think better. How about get better? Create better content. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to leave it alone, Ocho.
Yes, sir.
And this for everybody that's out there.
You preach it right now.
Just because you're first to do something, that don't mean you're the best at it. That he got so much, he always has something to say.
Right.
Now, this is the same guy. You know what? I ain't gonna even. No. Look here.
I like that.
Sometimes success, the only success they get to taste is taking a bite out of you. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. I'm doing what I'm doing.
So you heard what Shannon Sharpe had to say. Here are my thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that there's a lot of truth to what Shannon is saying. Here's the facts. When you're not doing well, if you're producing content that no one is watching, no one is going to have an issue with you because no one is watching. You have no threat. You have no consequence. In the case of a Shannon Sharpe, he is uber successful in the content space. He's the best in the business right now. It's him, Pat McAfee, Stephen A. Smith, and then I think everybody else, unless I'm missing some other people out there. At least people that I'm aware of. So when you're one of the top dogs in the business, the top 5 personalities out there, is going to create, I don't want to say jealousy, but it's going to cause some of your competitors, and that's what they are really. Yeah, you'll say there's a lot of money out there, but you're also competing as well. Like let's be for real. You want to be the best at what you do. You're gonna create some opinions. In the case of Shannon Sharpe, he pushed back and said, on numerous occasions, he's not an interviewer. He's a conversationalist. He likes to have conversations, and that's the way he suited it up. If you watch the interview with Katt Williams in its entirety, and I did, you can see a few things. Number one, he was trying to have a conversation with him. And I think the reason he took that approach was a smart one because it allowed Katt to open up and understand, listen, this is not a formal thing. We're just here to talk and have a good time. Speak your piece. And I believe by him doing that and setting that type of environment up, Katt Williams felt more comfortable, and I think felt at ease to express his views a lot easier. Now, there were certain parts where Katt Williams went off on a tangent, and he was just flying off and he was going to Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, this person, that person, this person, that person. And in a moment like that, you know what? I gotta commend Shannon for one thing. I got to commend him for not interrupting him. I have noticed in a lot of interviews from people that have very big channels, they'll be interviewing someone. They will ask a certain person about X thing, which would be very interesting. And then the person will start to answer. And then all of a sudden, the person will start to expand. And the interviewer won't pick up on that by letting that person talk or diving deeper into what that person is saying. And they will simply just move on to the string of questions that they already had prepared. And I think that's a mistake. In the case of Shannon, he didn't do that. And by him allowing Katt Williams to talk, he spoke. And when he spoke, he made serious waves. Katt Williams broke the internet. He broke the internet. Because if you're saying he didn't, you got to bring me somebody else that just did what he was able to pull off. It's unprecedented, quite literally. There's only been one other example in media where a person got more views, and that was Joe Rogan. And I think his interview sits at 57, 58 million views, but that interview was conducted well over a year ago. Shannon Sharpe is less than a month into the year. So to me, listen, a lot of people disagree with Steven Jackson. I think that Shannon Sharpe is viewing this as an attack on him. And I think that he views it as if it's coming from a place of jealousy. And a lot of people have interpreted it that way. Is Steven Jackson jealous of Shannon Sharpe? I don't know. I don't know Steven Jackson. I don't know that, right? But that's how a lot of people are interpreting it. And it's understandable, right? It's understandable. When we were a very small channel, we were producing basketball videos. Nobody gave a F about us, right? We'll talk about LeBron, we'll talk about this person. But the minute we started getting a little bit of views, then all of a sudden people started taking issue because like, hey, wait a minute, people are hearing what he's saying. And the point that Steven Jackson made about defending people, I don't think it's Shannon Sharpe's business to defend people. However, I do understand what he's saying. Because a standard interviewer, in most cases, would defend someone. They would, right? Because they have to protect relationships and all of that. And essentially, that's what Katt Williams was talking about. And in this particular instance, I don't even think if Shannon Sharpe wanted to, he could. What we just witnessed was a moment. And in moments like that, you can't interfere with it. Because if you interfere with it, you mess it up. Imagine if Shannon Sharpe was pushing back. It would have turned it into an argument. And then once it turned into an argument, he would have become combative. And now you're going somewhere else. And I've seen on many occasions in the past, Shannon Sharpe push back on people. So, I don't buy the thing that, he didn't push. I've seen him do it on numerous occasions. Now, he does it in his own way. He does it with humor. Or if you notice, if he wants to disagree with you, he doesn't just say, man, I think you're wrong. He'll say, man, how you going to say something like that? Come on, man. That's his way. And it's great because it doesn't make it confrontational. He can disagree with you with humor. People don't, this guy's not good by mistake. I think maybe in the beginning, he didn't kind of know what he had. Now he knows, and he has honed it, and he has sharpened it, and now you're seeing the results. So kudos to Shannon Sharpe. Much success to him. I think he is changing the standard, and if he does well, we all do well, in my personal view. As someone in sports media, I think if he does well, we all do well. And right now, he's a trailblazer. Shout out to him. I disagree with almost all of his LeBron James, Michael Jordan takes. I've always said that. I'm not coming off of that. But in terms of everything else, as I've been saying for quite literally 3-4 years now, I think he's arguably the best in the business. So shout out to him. Wish him more success. I hope his interview gets 100 million, 200 million views. Good for him. Wish him all the success. And he's also part Nigerian. So shout out to Shannon Sharpe. Anyway, what I want to know from you guys is simply this. What do you think about Shannon Sharpe's rebuttal to Steven Jackson? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's unfair? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments. And we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.